this guy. Before we get to today's topic, I'd like to say don't forget to let me spend my money so you don't waste yours by hitting the subscribe button. And if you'd like to keep informed of new videos being uploaded on the We Deem channel, don't forget to click the bell. As you can see here in front of me, we have something a little weird, something that looks like the NES top loader, but obviously this is not an original NES top loader. It is a Chinese knockoff. We have 8-bit NES video game. That's what it says here too. They tried to follow little labels that an official console would have on it, and it says Zoga on it, and it is ironically the Sega Genesis font, or the Sega font I should say, not just Sega Genesis. It has the bone controllers here. Let's take a look around the box. There's not much around the box. The box was obviously not all that creative. You have some beautiful isometric shapes here. On the side here, if you can see, you got your two controllers. It comes with the top loader. It comes with an adapter. And of course, it's not HDMI. It is AV out. Oh joy. I expected it to be that. On the top, it just says the same thing, Zoga 8-bit NES video game. Shouldn't they have just said video console or video game console? Nothing on this side, and on the back you have some information here. Save space, reinforced cartridge door, slide-proof bottom support, compatible with most Japanese titles. So does that mean this is not going to play American games? That's going to suck, because I don't think I have any Japanese titles. Sleeker design, lighter in weight. Package includes retro console system, two controllers, AV cables, AC adapter, and some sort of worthless instruction manual. Let's go ahead and unbox this and actually see if you get what they say and determine the quality of the console. As you first open it up, you got a lovely plastic smell. Here is the AC adapter, as they said. This is 5 volts, 300 milliamp DC charger. Here's your AV cables. Just yellow and white, no red. I don't know why they can't just make these HDMI. We're talking about 2019. We're on the verge of 2020. And here is your two controllers that are intertwined with each other. I can already tell they are fairly cheap. Let me move this console to the side. Yep, they're really cheap plastic. There's crap on mine. I don't know what kind of dirt or glue is on there. This D-pad is a really cheap plastic, although it sounds and feels like it'd be very responsive. You have rubberized start and select. I know I got this upside down. Your rubberized start and select, and you have your Famicom color buttons. They're very clickish. Honestly, it's not bad. Unfortunately, I don't have an original NES dog bone controller, but here is the retro-bit version of it, which I think is pretty similar to the originals. And honestly, the plastics don't feel too much different. The buttons don't feel different at all either. D-pad plastic feels pretty similar, although as you can see the D-pads are really different. This is your traditional looking NES D-pad, and this is some sort of circle like D-pad, but I mean the clicks feel pretty similar. This one has plastic start and select, where this one is rubber. In the box also was included your European style plug for your adapter, and of course you got this manual that obviously they didn't really put any effort into. Okay, here is the console itself, which feels really cheap, and it has a mark on it and a dent. Lovely quality. It's really lightweight. I've never had an original top loader. I had the old style NES, so I couldn't really commit to the quality of this, if it's any different to the one for NES. I feel like the one that the NES The one that Nintendo put out would feel a lot heavier. On the back here, you can see you have your audio and video, which, funny enough, there is a red input here, but the cables do not have red, just white and yellow. You have your adapter here. I wish they would just do HDMI. On the bottom here, nothing much. You have rubberized. That's not even... Is that rubberized? No, that's plastic feet. And you have your original style NES ports here. This console is got stuff peeling off of it already, which can tell you the quality of this thing. You have a power switch here and a reset button, which once again feels very tactile and responsive. It says 72. I'm guessing that's for 72 pins. It says this plays Japanese style games, but this looks like an actual original NES American cartridge slot. All right, I have Micro Mages here, which was a game that I backed in a Kickstarter. I'm going to use this for testing purposes. Right now, we're just going to test and see if it fits in here. I'm not entirely sure it's going to play. This might just be specifically for Japanese Famicom games, which is going to be kind of upsetting because I don't own any of those, and I'm going to have to buy one specifically to test this Chinese knockoff. As you can see, this looks exactly like the Famicom game cartridge. So these are obviously not going to fit in there. Nope. Looks like I'm gonna have to get a Famicom game. Alright guys, I first started recording this video in November. It was right around the end of November. And that video never got completed because, as you have seen in all the footage before this point on this video, for some odd reason I could not get the NES cart in here. It said 72, but for some reason I believed it was a 60-pin Famicom cartridge slot, and it isn't. Turns out I had to push really hard on this thing. It seems like there's a notch on the plastic here, and it would not let the game go in unless I pushed hard. Now, from November till now, or in between that time frame, I got Micro Mages in here, which, if you haven't seen that game, I will put a card up at the top of the screen or a link down below of me playing that game. I believe I played it. Well, if I did make a video on it, it will be there. If I didn't, there will be a video shortly. But when I thought NES cartridges did not work on there, I went ahead and purchased a Dark Wings reproduction from AliExpress, and I waited for that. And when I got that, I realized that no, this indeed is not a 60 pin. It is a 72 pin. This will not fit in there. I guess I was going by the shape of the cartridge slot, thinking it was working because I couldn't get this in there. And now I got this Repro Famicom cart, which is kind of cool. I always liked the little form factor of the Famicom discs instead of our big, huge NES carts. I mean, although this label is poorly done, but that's to be expected. If you've seen my video on that reproduction Xeno Crisis, you'd know that they don't do a great job at this. And then because I bought this Famicom cart, I wanted to actually play it, and I don't have anything to play Famicom carts. So, because of something that I seen in a Mad Little Pixels video, this is the My Arcade cartridge converter, which, as you can see, you can stick the Famicom in this adapter, which looks like an NES cart, and play them in an NES system. I don't know if this thing's going to work on this because this is obviously a clone system and not original hardware, but we're definitely going to go ahead and check that out in this video. But for now, let's get back to the NES cart, the 72-pin NES cart that does fit in here. And I picked up this Blaster Masters a while back because someone had made a tweet about it. I can't remember his name. If I figure it out, I'll put it up on the screen. He said this game was notoriously hard, and I just had to try it out. I don't think I've ever played this. So, as you can see, if you push down hard, the cart goes in. I'm just an idiot. Alright guys, I know if you can see it in the camera or it's picking it up, this TV is disgusting. I can't find the LCD wipes. I tried to dust it off a little. Oh well. Not everything could be perfect. Let's get into it. We got that Master Blasters inside that Zoga NES top loader. Let's go ahead and hit that power. Well, that didn't work. As you can see, we got a white screen. Oh, lovely. And as you can see how hard it is to get this out, it kind of scares me to put my NES cart in here, because more than likely it's going to break it or mess it up. Now a game that I paid like 40 bucks for is stuck in there. So you're not going to want to stick your games in here. Maybe buy this for repro carts. Alright guys, I'm pretty sure that that system just busted this cart. It looks like there's a bunch of pins missing right there on Master Blasters. The only real way to know is to test this on a actual NES system, and unfortunately I don't have that. Now I might have to go out and buy another cart of Master Blasters, and that poor cart is messed up thanks to the Zoga. I have no clue whether this cart, Master Blasters, which I paid like 40, 50 bucks for boxed, was already messed up. There are some pins on the inside. I don't think we're going to be able to see. You're not going to be able to see it. This could have been messed up when I bought it and I didn't actually check it. Obviously, I buy stuff, and then because I don't have a NES to test this on, I never tested it. So I could have got on eBay. That wouldn't be the first time. You think I'd learn my lesson and check things over before I go leaving it be. Personally, it might have been this system. As of now, I'm going to say I would not buy this thing. I'm going to try to put this cart back in there and test it. I'm going to end up buying a reproduction NES cart and test it in there. So I headed over to my local mom and pop game shop, I guess you can call it that, here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Just Press Play. I've talked about that a lot on my Instagram and my Twitter, and I think even my website possibly, and on this channel. And I went and got a cheap game. It was $3.99. It is ice hockey. I wanted to set out to get a sports game because if it got ruined, oh well. Now I am going to say a lot of the hockey games on the NES were pretty fun. So I'm kind of hoping this doesn't get messed up. I can't even remember if I have this. I just didn't want to go in all the bins that are in the closet behind this TV. And as you notice, the TV has changed as well. I know you're asking yourself, why the heck am I doing this? Why am I beating a dead dog with a stick? I just want to see if it'll mess this game up as well, because it did not mess up my micro mages that I put in there. Now granted, these are like 30-year-old carts, and that micro mage is a cart that came out not that long ago, so they're using different boards, and these boards might be brittle, and the fact that that thing is holding on to it for dear life, it has a death grip on the cart, might have messed that game up. And there you have it. It's working perfectly fine. And I have pulled that card out, and it didn't seem to mess up the pins. Now granted, that other game could have been a lot more brittle. I highly doubt it. I think that I got hosed and I bought a messed up game. Now just because this works doesn't mean that I'm gonna go sticking. Maybe I am. I don't know. I'm scared to put that adapter in there and mess it up, but I just have to try. And that's working. I don't understand. I guess two of these are supposed to be turbo buttons. I don't understand why they went with this design. They should have just put the normal two buttons there. As you can see, that's working. Yeah, we'll go with USA. Everything else could stay the same. And I suck. They scored. I suck. I'm gonna go test that adapter. What's wrong with me? As you can see, the reset button does work. The only thing I really don't like is this device does not have a indicator light that it's powered on. All right, here we go. It's the My Arcade cartridge converter. Play your Famicom games. And it says, what does that say down there? It just says Famicom to NES cartridge adapter. Cartridge converter on there. And as you can see, it'll work on your regular NES. It looks just like an NES cart. Let me see if I can read some of this. It says, allow Famicom games to be played on a North American NES. Works with both generations of the NES, top loading and toaster style. Features an ergonomic grip, no pull ribbon needed, which is something that the Hyperkin adapter does. Allows for cartridge labels to face forward. Not compatible with Famicom Jump cartridge, which I believe are those bigger Famicom carts. Let's go ahead and get this thing out the box here. Let's see what we get in the box. There's nothing else here. We'll throw that over there. You got a... Well, I guess I got to get the adapter out first. Here is the adapter. We'll take a look at that in a minute. You have the manual or user guide here. As you can see, they're showing you how to stick the cart in. And you know, all that good stuff. Push it down, blah, 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 blah. And it looks just like the normal size of an NES cart. Let's compare it. Here is the $40 busted, not working Blaster Masters. I almost picked up another one of these at Just Press Play, but it was $12.99. Which isn't a horrible price, but I want it for way cheaper. I wish I can actually find someone selling one with a ripped up label for way cheaper, and I could just replace it with this case. But either way, let's go ahead and compare the two. And it's exactly the same size. It looks exactly the same on... Well, no, it doesn't look exactly the... Yeah, it does. What are you talking about? No, it doesn't. Here we go. We got Darkwing Duck. This is a repro. This isn't an original. I would love to get one of those. Either way, it goes in like that. And you just push it down. That's a tight fit too. Alright, I guess that's as far as it goes down. It doesn't look like it's flushed. I can't remember when Mad Little Pixels did it, if it was flushed, but he said it wasn't flimsy like the Hyperkin one. It's still shaking back and forth. I mean, it's in there, but it's still got some wobble to it. And I don't know if that's because this is a reproduction cart. I don't even know if this is going to work, because most times reproductions don't work on clone consoles, even the Hyperkin ones. Let's go ahead and check it out. Let's see if it works. Now I got to deal with the death grip. Ah, we got something. We got something going here. I am a terror. I am the wings. Oh God, it's working. I mean, obviously, as you look at it, I don't know if that's the cart itself, the adapter, or just the piece of crap Zoga freaking clone console, but the image is all messed up. It could be the TV, the cables, what have you. As you can see, all the audio is working. I've never played Darkwing Duck. I used to love the cartoon. Actually, this game's really good. Alright, I'm going to end up getting addicted to playing this, so I got to go ahead, stop it, give my final thoughts, because my phone is actually dying, at least the phone I use to record videos. Alright, what's my final thoughts on this Zoga NES clone that I should have been done with in November? I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, it does play the carts, obviously, as you can see. I don't understand why they're still going with RGB cables instead of making things HDMI. It's sort of like the Type-C thing that they keep going with micro USB or even the mini USB instead of using Type-C. I mean, we're in 2020. I don't remember when this got manufactured, but it got manufactured not that long ago. And they're still using these RGB. Worst part is it's not even the red, yellow, white. It's just white and yellow. It obviously played the Famicom cart, so it did that, and that's kind of cool. I mean, that is a reproduction, but normally these clone consoles don't play those reproductions. I'm surprised it worked, but I'm surprised the adapter itself from My Arcade worked. Now that thing, I highly suggest you get the My Arcade. Definitely will be a link in the description down below for you guys to go ahead and pick that up. This Zoga, I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, honestly, I was looking for a cheap clone console that I can just pop reproduction carts in, and that's what I'm going to do. It has a death grip on that cart, and even though I'm pretty sure it did not break that Blaster Masters, that thing was probably already busted, and I wasted my money. I wouldn't trust my precious NES carts in that thing. That death grip is horrible, and at some point it probably will. If I keep pulling it out, it's going to mess the NES carts up. NES, I can't even say it right, carts up. For that reason, I wouldn't pick this guy up. Now, although this thing is definitely going to be featured in a DIY video, I want to see if I could learn how to turn RGB into HDMI. I don't think it's going to be possible on this thing, but I definitely want to try and see if I can make a video on it, see if it works. It's definitely worth the DIY. So that will be a future video, so don't forget to subscribe if you're interested to see if I actually get that working. I'm probably going to use this thing for reproduction carts. More than likely, I probably won't even use it. It's probably just going to sit here and I'm going to throw it out because I'm not going to sell that to somebody because I don't want to be responsible for their cart breaking. So I guess all this babbling just means don't buy this from AliExpress. Either way, if you have any questions on this Zoga clone console, I highly doubt you will. I mean, even after me telling you not to pick it up, if you want to, I will leave a link in the description down below. If you like what was contained in this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. If you thought this video just sucked, even though I went through all this trouble to make it, you can always put that thumbs down. If you found this video to be of some sort of value, don't forget to share amongst your friends and the rest of your social media. And as always, don't forget to let me spend my money, because it definitely did, on that, on the My Arcade adapter, which pick it up, on that Famicom cart that I really didn't need, although it was an extra bonus in this video, and on that ice hockey, so you don't have to waste your money on that by hitting that subscribe button.